we are very much aware of the fact that there are challenges regarding harassment, extortion, and the likes. But basically, like I always say, that ECOWAS itself, we don't have ECOWAS police, neither do we have ECOWAS immigration, neither do we have ECOWAS customs. But then it is totally dependent on member states to ensure that their operatives actually do the right thing. Supervision of some of these, or curtailing some of these acts, in terms of negative acts, I say, by operatives, is what has to be, looked at by member states to ensure that, these acts, negative acts, are curtailed. Just on the 7th of May this year, a team led by the president of the ECOWAS Commission actually visited the Sebekrake border, that is the border between Nigeria and Benin, just to observe some of these reports that have been formally written or complained to the Commission. And it was quite interesting to note that on the way there were quite a number of stops we made just to interview traders and passengers, as well as drivers, road users per se. Some of these issues came up. Now, most of the complaints were also to do with unauthorized border checkpoints, which on the side of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, a task force has been set up by His Excellency President Tinubu for the checking of those unauthorized checkpoints. That's between Lagos and Semen. Now, when you get to the part of the Republic of Benin, you get to realize that once you cross the border, there are no, checkpoints at all until you get to Hilakonji and Sakyi-Danso, that is the Benin and Togo side. And right there, in fact, as I was crossing myself, I noticed that one of the operatives on the Benin side asked a Senegalese traveler that before I stamp your passport, you need to pay me 2,000 CFA. That we had to engage with that operative to ensure that such acts don't continue. But this is just a one-time thing. What happens to the majority of travelers who do not happen to get such? So it tells us that advocacy and sensitization is quite key amongst these officers, and this is one of the drives of the Directorate of Free Movement of Persons and Migration at the ECOWAS Commission, where we hold advocacy and sensitization, for operatives and also for a cross-section of citizens. But quite important is there is a yearly forum or meeting that we do have for all heads of immigration, of member states, where some of these, issues are, addressed. But the key thing is to look at this whole border crossing challenges that citizens, face, and find an appropriate way of addressing it. If possible, at the highest level, that is, at the summit of the Authority of Affairs of State. Yes, we are looking forward to organize what we call the Summit of the Future, which is part of the 50th anniversary celebration. And one of the critical issues to be looked at or discussed amongst the heads of state and government is the issue of challenges, faced by community citizens when they are crossing our land borders. This, you realize, don't happen at air borders, but the critical issues and challenges we do have, or challenges community citizens face, are on land borders. And this is one key thing that has to be addressed once and for all.